what are your thoughts on continuing to use after having
That's just whack.
experienced 3 overdoses?
I would never do that shit again. Especially seeing like how much it affects people around you. It's just, and it's unnecessary. Like, you're only high for so long, you know? And then you feel like shit when it's over.
Hi, my name is Tracy with Healed Women Heal, and we are in the studio today with Anthony, who will be sharing his story on an overdose with fentanyl.
My name is Anthony, and this is my story.
Hi, Anthony. I just wanted to say thank you for joining us today, and I do want to acknowledge the fact that you coming into the studio, agreeing to share your story is very brave and courageous. And this is a PSA, which is a public service announcement, and you will be helping other families by sharing your story. So thank you very, very much for agreeing to do this. And so, Anthony, what makes young people your age get involved with taking drugs like this?
Probably because they're influenced. They just, it's around. If you put yourself around it, so you just get easily influenced. If some kids are like that, I wasn't easily influenced. At first, I told myself I would never do it, but some people are easily influenced. Others, it's just, they're looking for something to make them feel better. And yeah, it's really just, that's what pills are, basically are. They're meant to make you feel better. That's how kids look at it, I guess. That's how I looked at it. So that's how some people are, some kids.
I do know that you have experienced an overdose in the past, maybe even more than one. So if you can tell us about the time you overdosed, each time, what the experience was, and what do you remember about it?
When I overdosed, I think the first time, I don't really remember much, you know, but all I remember is I woke up, I was throwing up, and I had to get Narcan, and I woke up and I was just in the hospital, and then I saw my mom right there, and I had a couple visitors while I was over there, and then the second time I overdosed, I got Narcan, and then I had just went about my day. And then the third time I got sent to a facility after the overdose. I don't remember much about that though. And then I think I overdosed another time, but I don't really have, my memory's messed up. I don't remember.
What exactly were you overdosing on?
Perks, M30s.
Perks and M30s.
That's what they're called.
And those have fentanyl in them. And are you aware that there's fentanyl in them?
Yeah.
Thank you for being honest and sharing. How did you feel about the overdose afterwards? And did it change how you think about using drugs?
Yeah, for sure. My mom was there, and she had to see one of my overdoses as well. So after she was basically like telling me what happened, and just everybody had to come visit me in the hospital, in that little facility I got sent to, and just like having to see your family the way you see them, that shit affects you, you know? Especially when it's people like you wouldn't want to hurt. I wouldn't want to hurt my mama. I'll never do that shit. So when you do see her hurting because of what you've done, that shit, you'll think about it a lot.
So is that something that you thought about after your last overdose? Were you thinking about those things the first time, or did it take a couple of times?
It took a couple of times.
You touched on this question. How did those around you react to your overdose? And did it change anything in your relationships?
Yeah, for sure. It messed up a lot. Like with my family, that shit was just getting messy. I don't know, she was all over the place. Yeah, I say it messes with your relationships. It messes with me and my mom's relationship. Because, like, they feel like you're choosing it over them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, it messes with your relationship for sure.
I know you have a relationship with Jessie, who was in the studio and shared her story on losing her sister to fentanyl. Mm-hmm. How do you think your drug use or overdose on fentanyl impacts that relationship?
For a while, it was worse, you know, because, like, she's really going through everything that she went through with her sister, you know. And, it's just traumatizing. So at first, it affected it a little bit, but she was always there for me, you know. She never left my side for real. So she was just hoping I got better. That's all she was able to do, but that it traumatized her, you know, because, like, she had to relive what she went through with her sister. And just thankfully, I just happened to survive, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That shit, I'm not gonna say it ruined the relationship, because it didn't. It put a little bump, you know, but it made it stronger, because, you know, she was being there for me and shit. And I'll try my best to do better, you know?
You're here for a reason. What are your thoughts on continuing to use after having experienced 3 overdoses?
I would never do that shit again. Especially seeing like how much it affects people around you. And it's unnecessary. Like, you're only high for so long, you know? And then you feel like shit once it's over. Like, it's not even worth it. And it fucks up your relationship with your family too. And you're not able to be there for them because you don't want to be around your family high or nothing. So you can't really be there for them or nothing. It's just unnecessary. I wouldn't do that shit again, personally.
So I love the fact that you are really concerned about the impact on the people around you and how it affects them and how you don't like that. And, you know, it is my hope that you do continue to keep those around you in mind, including yourself, because, you know, you have survived some serious stuff, and for a reason. I mean, this PSA 1, sharing your story with the world and impact and help other families who are going through a situation like this, but also like what that means for you and your future. When you think about the future, what do you hope for yourself?
I hope a healthy family. I hope I got a good job. I want to have good relationships with all my family. I want to have a car, a house. I just want to be successful, you know?
Or what could you tell your younger self, your prior to overdose self, something that would make you not use fentanyl?
I would say you're playing with your life, because every pill is different. You could do a certain amount one time, and the next time do the same amount and you could die from it. So you're playing with your life, each pill you do. And then I'll tell myself how it affects your relationship with your family, or whoever you love and whoever loves you, what you're putting your family through, all the pain, and how people look at you. People will look at you different, especially people that don't know you. Look at you way different.
And asking if you have any goals and dreams, you mentioned car and good job and be successful. What are some things that you are working on right now towards some of your goals?
I'm going back in the in-person school.
Very cool.
That's my first step for real.
You know, we need community.
Yeah.
We need community. We were not designed or created to live life in isolation. We need community and we need support. So I'm happy to hear that. So in closing, is there anything else you want to share that we haven't talked about yet?
Don't use fentanyl. Don't use M30s. They're fake perks. And don't do any other pills because the withdrawals are horrible. It makes you feel like shit after. It's not even worth it. And it messes up your relationship with your family because you're choosing a drug over them. It makes them feel like all they've done for you is like nothing. So don't do drugs. They're not good for you. It's just gonna fuck your whole life up.
Anthony, I just want to thank you so much for agreeing to come and share. And thank you for your honesty and your vulnerability and being super transparent and sharing your story with us today.
No problem.
Thank you.